So are you ready to PR yourself? We'll remove the mystery from all things PR, and we'll discuss everything from our top strategies to tips and tricks and everything that you can utilize to further enhance your brand or your message. I've been in media, I'm a journalist, and I'm also a publicist. I am Leah Frazier, CEO of Think3 Media, and your host for PR Yourself with Leah Frazier. Let's go. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of PR Yourself with Leah Frazier. I must say, you guys made season 1 a hit, and it made me so happy to hear from so many of you guys via email, direct message on how you're going to PR yourself better, especially as we move into 2021. So thank you so much for all the kind words, and for all of you guys that are leaning in and putting in the work. This podcast is for you. So for those of you who are looking for a little bit extra oomph for your businesses and for your brands, I have something for you. Be sure to always visit pryourselfwithleahfrazier.com. Make sure you're signed up for our email list where I send out episode recaps. I'm going to send out when I'm doing webinars, when I'm going to be live. I'm going to send out when we're offering our next live course. So be sure to sign up for that email list, pryourselfwithleahfrazier.com, and never miss an update. That way you can PR yourself better and just do bigger and better things as we move into 2021. Also, exciting news. My book, PR Yourself, will be coming in 2021. So be sure to go to pryourselfbook.com and sign up again for that email list. You're not going to want to miss when pre-sales drop. You're going to want to be the first to get this book in your hand. And I'm not kidding you guys. I was on the phone yesterday with an organization that's going to have me do a workshop in June, and they have already pre-ordered 50 copies. The manuscript is not even turned in yet, and they have pre-ordered their 50, and you're going to want to get yours too. So pryourselfbook.com. And lastly, if you're like, Leah, you know what? I need that hands-on training with you every single month, whether it's marketing, whether it's PR. Hey guys, I have something super affordable for you. You're going to want to go to think3media.com/think3edu, and you're going to sign up for our subscription service. It's only $49 a month, you guys. And what you get is one live, you heard it right, one live session with me on a marketing or hot PR topic of the month. And then you're also going to get a mastermind session with other business and brands that are just like you, where maybe you're stuck on an issue. What we do when we mastermind together, we help you to get unstuck so that for those next 30 days before you go into the next month where we do another session, you can work on that item and take your business or your brand from one level to the next. That's what it's there for. So go to think3media.com/think3edu and sign up for our subscription service. That way you're always learning on how to market yourself better and how to PR yourself better as we move into 2021. And without further ado, enjoy this latest episode and stay tuned. And welcome back to another episode of PR Yourself with Leah Frazier. I know I say I'm always excited, but no, this time I'm really excited because I have been telling you guys about this TikTok boom. And we have been, and Jessica's already laughing. I haven't even introduced her because she knows I was anti-TikTok. Like, there is actual footage out there that shows me being a hater, saying I will never do this shit, so don't ask me. And I've been conformed. But anyways, so I'm so excited because don't listen to me. I'm not the expert, but I brought in the expert. She's here in Dallas. She's amazing. She goes by My Curly Adventures. Jessica, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you again. I know at the beginning of COVID, we did a little Zoom Q&A with folks, just kind of encouraging them just to kind of get in the game. And you were dropping some nuggets on TikTok. Then I wasn't doing anything with it. And so thank you for humoring me and coming back many months later.
I really need to get a clip because I remember exactly when you're like, I am never getting on TikTok. It is not going to happen. Nice try. And then, a month later, hey guys, I created a TikTok. I need to put those side by side together.
That is so fun. And you know what? I will actually get that for you. And I'm actually going to make probably some kind of comedic something where it's like, this was me then, this is me now.
Yeah.
All that stuff. So tell people a little bit about yourself and your blog, and you just released a magazine. I mean, make the rest of us feel like we're not doing what we're supposed to do in 2020. Go ahead, make us feel better.
I mean, I guess so. All started, I just wanted to travel, and I had a 9 to 5, love my 9 to 5, didn't plan on quitting it. I just wanted to travel. And I didn't have a lot of time. PTO, I didn't have a lot of that. So I looked locally and found that we had so much around Chico, sand surfing in Monahans. We had our own wine country in Fredericksburg. We had all this international influence in Texas. So I jagged my now husband, then boyfriend on all these trips. And we would come back, go to work and just post on social media because that's what we do nowadays. And people started asking why, like, how are you traveling so much? I didn't know this was nearby. Can you help me plan a trip? And I was like, okay, maybe there's something here. I've always thought about having a side hustle. I like sharing. I like these travels. And so launched my Curly Adventures with that intention, and have just seen how it's picked up. And just so many people want to travel locally. They have 9 to 5s. They can't just jet set all around the world. And so we started with that, launched the blog, launched social media, and then I guess kind of talk about TikTok a little bit. I went to a travel conference last year and was with a travel expert, and he said TikTok is the next best thing, big thing, sorry, next big thing. And I was like, I don't dance. This is really funny. No, it's not. But I eventually listened, and I got on TikTok at the end of 2019 and just played around with it, didn't do much. And then 2020 started, and 2020 was going amazing, first January and February. And that's when I started to see TikTok kind of make sense. And then everything shut down, and I had a travel blog, which isn't exactly the best for business. But I would say because of TikTok, I was able to repurpose old content, keep people feeling excited, make little jokes and little skits based on, being in Texas, and just use that time to really dig into myself, build into myself, in the community, and just see what they wanted. And a lot of people started talking about, you have all these trips, but I can't necessarily afford to go on all these trips the way you do. And so I was like, okay, well, I already have the trips. Now let me make them into a way that's accessible. So I created a magazine called 50 Texas Trips Under $50, and launched a free version of that, as well as a print copy, which I wasn't planning on doing. I was just going to launch the free version. And then people said, well, I want this on my table. I want to look through it. So launched the product as well. And here we are today.
I think that's so cool, just because there's so many people. So give us a little bit of context. When exactly did you and your husband's or your boyfriend at the time, you were going around and you're just saying, okay, this is cool. This is cool. Like, what year did all of that start?
I think it was about 5 years ago. So just had graduated college and exploring, first job.
Wow. And then when did you go full time?
I went full time 3 years ago.
Wow. So 2017?
I believe so.
So 2 years. 2 years.
Yeah.
That's not a whole lot of time. If you were grinding it out and being consistent, yeah, that's amazing.
I think it really was finding that niche. Everyone's going to say something different, but my personal philosophy is find your niche. And I think that's because, if I had just gone into general travel blogging, I would have been competing with too many people. But when I first started, not a lot of people were talking about Texas on social media. And so there was this need that needed to be filled. And it was so easy for, I guess, people to talk about me because, and not necessarily about me, but about my brand. So someone's like, oh, I want to go on a weekend getaway. What should I do? A friend's like, oh, well, my Curly Adventures post all about Texas, or I'm going to Fredericksburg. Oh, well, my Curly Adventures has been everywhere in Texas. She's probably been to Fredericksburg. You don't remember if I've been to Boston, because it's hard to remember where someone's been, but you remember that I've probably been somewhere in Texas. And so it's very easy to refer people. And I think that's where it grew a lot. And then again, TikTok, even during the times without traveling, just resharing all that old content, was able to see so much organic growth. I think I doubled my following on Instagram. It was what helped launch the magazine and get those sales. Seeing so much website traffic over from it. Even though I haven't invested in YouTube as much, I think I had like 500 followers and I'm at 2,000 now.
Look
So
at you. Round of applause. Now I'm gonna throw this in there because we are gonna talk about my anti-TikTokism. But I'm new to Clubhouse, right? And I just went in and jumped into this Clubhouse thing. So that's a whole nother PR Yourself with Leah Frazier episode, because this is a game changer. And same thing. I'm just in Clubhouse. I haven't even spoken as a moderator yet. And I'll explain to you guys later on another episode how Clubhouse works. But just going in and filling out my bio and putting all of my links in there, I've gotten so many Instagram followers that have come over from Clubhouse that have now trickled over to Think 3 Media, to the podcast, where I'm like, this is about to be lit.
Yes.
So, same thing for you, where you're able to attribute to like, hey, me kind of getting into this game has doubled because I've now spread my message across all these different platforms. That's amazing. So kudos.
Yeah, I haven't gotten into Clubhouse yet, but I think it's the same thing. Getting into a platform early on when there's excitement is a really big deal. Getting on early before it becomes too saturated.
And then not just that, because you can get in, I would say probably like, let's just say 3 or 4 months. And like for yourself, you weren't really in when it first started, right? Like people knew about it. Like I think I found out in 2018 and I just rolled my eyes like, this isn't for my clients. This is Gen Z. Forgot about it. But even it's not just that, like you deliver value. And you hear so many people talk about that. Like you stayed in your lane. That's number one. Well, no, number one is you got in the game no matter what. Number two, you stayed in your lane. You figured out, here's my audience, here's my niche. And then 3, you kept delivering value. And that's how people's businesses and brands grow. And pandemic rolls around. Hello, now we have somebody here that can tell us how to do a staycation because we can't freaking go anywhere.
Yeah.
And now you're just like the queen. You're like the star the other night that we all were supposed to, the December star, the Christmas star we're supposed to see in the sky. That is you. I'm naming it Jessica. You were the Christmas star. Okay. Like that is the name of the game. Like, I mean, so kudos to you. Get it out.
Well, thank you.
Let's talk about that, because when TikTok first came out, like I said, it seemed like it was all those dances, and it was like, what is that? That's not even dancing in my heyday, but whatever. So it was all the dances, it was all the silliness. It looked like it was Gen Z. And I went to a marketing conference. They talked about it. I maybe told 2 or 3 people, and I maybe talked about it in one workshop. But I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm on the platforms I need to be on. We went on my Zoom. I said, F that, not doing TikTok. I don't care. Good for you, Jessica. Tell the world, tell the girls, I'm not doing it. And then something sparked. I don't know what happened during the pandemic. I just said, you know what? I'm going to just start putting up cool things, because my niche is I find out stuff way before everybody else does. So I just started putting some stuff up. And one time I got invited to this opening, and I think you guys went after I posted it. And I am just watching this thing go from like 100, we're at 1,000. And I think it tapped out at about 19,500 views.
That's amazing.
Only like my 6th video. And
that's awesome.
Like, and people started following me, and my follower count went from like 60 to now maybe I'm at 400, which isn't much, but I mean, the 340 people all came from that video.
Yeah. And what other social media platform does that? Like, what social media platform do you have 60 followers and get 20,000 views almost?
20,000 publicizing somebody else's business, people saying, I'm going to go. And then, hello, repurposed the same video and put it on Instagram Reels, and it
Mhm.
did just as well on IG Reels. I think it got like 5,000 views. Imagine if you were doing that every day, right?
Yep.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about TikTok land. Like, okay, you got your blue check. So we're actually talking to an actual TikTok celebrity here. What are some tips for people to get over this hump of, I don't know how to do it, it's not for me? What have you learned on your journey this past year?
Yeah, well, I mean, the first thing is TikTok is like no other social media platform in that it really is all about your content. So it's all about that organic reach. While yes, followers matter to some degree, the biggest thing is just any video has the potential to go viral or to reach a couple thousand people to 100,000 people. Whereas that's not the case on any other platform because their main section is the For You page. And that's where this algorithm has learned, what's the most viral content as well as your interests. So I'm really interested in skincare. But if I go to Instagram or Facebook, I don't even necessarily know where to start to find skincare experts. I might be able to Google something, but TikTok knows now that I care about skincare. So it'll show me useful skincare videos based on what other people have been interested in. And then I come across their profile, I start binging all their videos, learning about different skincare hacks, things like that. As far as my niche, TikTok has learned what people are what people are interested in or Texas content, what people are interested in learning about cool places to visit in Texas.
Yes. It's so funny you say that because sometimes you'll see people say, hey, I've hit the such and such side of TikTok. So
Yeah.
like for me, I got excited when I love RuPaul and like Drag Race. And so when I hit the voguing side, like the very classic New York voguing with all the girls,
Yeah.
I hit that side of TikTok. I was like, I don't know how I got here, but now because I watch it, I interact with it, I get served with that content all the
Yeah.
time. It's so cool.
And it's so cool because it's so niche. It's able to really understand like your small interest just based off of, it slowly shows you that once you found that one video and then you watch it, it's like, okay, she might be interested. Let's show her more of these. And so you really get to connect with this niche where you don't, our explore page on Instagram is a little niche, but it's not as niche as TikTok is. So that really gets you into the nitty gritty of what you're interested in. And people say, well, all I see is dance videos. You might not realize it, but you keep watching those dance videos. I actually don't see that many dance videos. So you could say all the time, TikTok's not showing me. It's showing you what you're watching. So maybe you hate watching it, but it's showing it to you.
Yeah, there was this one time, I don't know who I was listening to. Maybe it was Gary Vee. And he was like, if you're complaining that all you're seeing is crap content going down your feed, don't look at them, look at yourself. Because
Yeah.
they're only serving you what you watch or what you interact with. So your crap content, maybe you're just a crappy person. Like it's not them. So that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And that's so great. And I think, talking about TikTok, I think it's really good to figure out at least at the very beginning, what is your niche? What makes you stand out from everyone else? I mean, get as niche as possible. Don't just be like, I like to create cool makeup videos, or I like to dance, or I like fashion. Figure out what your very specific interest is because you want to get those people who are just as excited about that small little thing as you. And just keep on creating that content until people connect with it. And it's not going to make sense at first, but you'll slowly find those people. And you could create, it sounds like a lot, but if you create 100 videos and one of those videos hits 500,000 views, you're still not going to get that on any other social media platform. You're slowly going to have to build up that one follower, that two follower. You're going to have to do all this networking until you hit your first 1,000 or first 10,000 followers. And then it gets kind of easier on the other social media platforms. But you could start from zero on TikTok and grow 400 followers overnight. That doesn't happen in many other places.
Yeah, and if that one video takes off, then they have the ability to watch all the other ones, or at some point during their algorithm, have those other ones served to them. Because there's times where I'm like, oh, this video was posted, 2 months ago, and it comes into my feed, and it's great because it's now from one of those people that I now kind of follow and laugh myself to sleep at night. We're not even going to talk about that. You will go down the TikTok tunnel if you stay in. It is a black hole. Beware.
Oh gosh, yes.
So tell me, because a lot of people will get intimidated by the functionality of TikTok, and okay, you're telling me I should be in TikTok, stay close to my niche. I know there's a girl here who has a nonprofit who I believe she's in her 40s and she's got over 1 million views now. She's here in Dallas, and for a nonprofit to do that is incredible. So it can work for anybody, but creating the videos, there's a lot of buttons on there, Jessica. There's a lot of buttons and functionalities and filters, and we ain't got time for all that. But how many hours are we talking here?
I would say try to post a video a day or every other day. And I would say start with the easy stuff first. So I will say one of my first videos, and TikTok is changing. It's changing every day. It is getting harder, but that doesn't mean that it's too hard yet. It is still way more accessible than most social media platforms because it is still new and people are still getting onto it. There's not a lot of businesses promoting on it, but start with easier trends. I remember there was like a really silly like face trend that I did. Like I think you just made like faces and then you put like a caption over it, and that got like 30,000 views. And it wasn't a lot of work because I hadn't learned all the crazy transitions. I hadn't learned all these things. But I say watch, you do have to spend time watching. So spend time watching, look at the trends and see which ones you can turn to fit your niche. And if you're a business, make things entertaining at the same time. Don't always be selling yourself. Right. Do entertainment too, because people aren't going to TikTok to be sold. They're going there to be entertained or to learn something new. They love education, they love learning new things, and they love stories. So even as a small business, just sharing your story of how you got started, people love that. But watch those trends and see what's possible to add your own spin. Everyone remembers I'm going to say this wrong, but the Dalgona coffee, like that blew up, and figure out maybe how you can add your own trend on that. I saw the Dalgona coffee, and I saw someone trying to put like a little sticker on their coffee or something. And again, I'm going to talk all about Texas, but figure out how you can change it on your own. Maybe you're a dentist or something, I don't know, but we put a little Texas sticker on our Dalgona coffee, and that blew up to like 1 million views, and it took 5 minutes to make the coffee. It didn't hurt me if it didn't do well, and if not, I ended up with a really nice coffee at the end. Yeah. So find minimally difficult things to do that aren't going to completely inconvenience you, that you're going to enjoy and have fun. And then also you got to repurpose that for Reels too. You can repurpose that for Facebook. You can repurpose that for Twitter, for LinkedIn when it's possible. You can repurpose that multiple ways anyways.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people don't even understand that is like, just because you create it within that platform, you can save it down, and that whole working smarter, not harder. Yeah. Go ahead and upload that into Instagram Reels, which Instagram Reels is still short, right? So is it still at 1 minute, or what is it at?
I've only gotten it up to 30 seconds, but I don't really make minute-long videos as much.
Okay. Yeah. So it's still kind of short because I think it cut some of mine off. But I still just said, hey, I created this in TikTok. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it over here in Instagram Reels. And sometimes if it's really cool, I throw it on my Facebook page too. Yeah. And it's like, I'm just gonna get it how I get it. Wherever the audience is or wherever the views are, I'm just gonna get them however I get them, and just use that same video and circulate it around. Yeah. That's it. So lastly, before we wrap, I always talk to people about call to actions, right? We just don't want to waste our time, especially as business owners or entrepreneurs who are in charge of creating their own content. We just don't want to waste our time doing these TikTok videos and be like, I'm cute, thanks for the follow. You always want to send them somewhere, right? And in your case, it would be, hey, get my magazine or read my blog, sign up for my email list. How can you, if people are only going there to entertain, like we just talked about, how do you transfer those followers into almost potential customers, clients, or loyal readers, or get web traffic, get them off TikTok for web traffic?
Yeah, I think there's multiple ways to do that, and I'll share some of the ones that are most successful for me. So one of them is, and again, I'm talking about TikTok or Texas, you're gonna have to transfer this to your own business. But giving people just a sample on TikTok of what you're talking about. So I did one TikTok and I repurposed it multiple times in different ways. But I said, me and my husband came up with 115 date ideas in Dallas. And I circled through about 10 to 15 of them on TikTok, but after that, I ran out of time. And it's not like I even had that. I have not done 115 date nights in Dallas with my husband yet. They're like, a lot of them were aspirational, but I'd done about 10 to 15 of them that I could create into videos. And then that still provided value to people on TikTok. For some people, those 10 to 15 that we posted were enough, but to a small percentage, and that small percentage was enough, they wanted the 115. So I've created a funnel where I send them to Instagram to go then to the link in my bio on Instagram. So I've got them on 2 touch points. Hopefully first they got to click on my TikTok bio, which hopefully they click follow. Then they go to my Instagram, hopefully they click follow. And then they go to my blog. Now I've got the blog readership. I use ad revenue from that to make part of my profit. But then I also have the scroll down that says, I put my magazine opt-in, and like I said, I have the free version of that. So people can opt into the free version, and then I've got their email. So I've potentially got, what was that, four connection points: TikTok, Instagram, website, and then email that they'll funnel through. And if I'm creating videos every day, then people will slowly trickle over from that. And even then, still, after I create most of my videos, I usually say something like, you can get a free copy of my magazine in the link in my bio. And that gives people the chance to possibly read that comment. Again, if it's just a couple people a day, that's still better than nothing. I'm already creating the TikTok comment, or the TikTok content, just add a comment, send them over. And it's just providing them additional value. I've already provided them value on TikTok. I'm just now, here's where you can go to get more value.
I love that. And listen, people, we're not going to make your heads explode. So we're just going to have Jessica come back. And some of these, and even with myself, like, it took me quite a bit of time just to kind of learn all the different functionalities. But like she said, you just kind of have to go in there and test it out. So 2021, no excuses. Step your TikTok game up. It ain't going nowhere. We're not getting out of this pandemic anytime soon. So you might as well just start practicing at home and learn the silly dances. I've done duets with funny videos, which I found is easy. I just sit there and do a reaction video. It's funny and post it. And it's fun. And like she said, it's great for brand awareness and it's entertaining. And if you build the right funnels or call to actions, you can really see some great traction from it. So Jessica, we want to keep following you. Give us all your information. Tell them how they can get the magazine.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. So my curly adventures across everything. So you can find that on the website, Instagram, Facebook, obviously TikTok. Like Twitter is without the my, but just go to the website. I think that's one of the best things, are following me on Instagram, and eventually I'll send you to my website. I'd love to have you there and grab a copy. Like I said, the magazine itself is free, which I've really enjoyed, so people can still enjoy it. But if they want to purchase it, have it at their table, then it's available to them for that as well.
Well, thank you so much for coming on my show. It's really, really, really a joy to see you and see you're doing well. I hope you and hubby have a Merry Christmas. And thanks to all of you guys for tuning in. Please do follow my Curly Adventures. It's so much fun, and it's like Wanderlust, and you can start making your list of all these wonderful Texas places if you're here in the area that you can go and travel to. I know I need to make my list because I'm starting to get a little bit of like, cabin fever. But if you like this episode, send me an email, Leah at think3, spell 3 all the way out, media.com. Subscribe, rate us, leave us a review. I love reading all you guys' reviews, and people binge listen to these episodes, Jessica. So I've got to, I have to step my game up. So I'm glad I have you in there, because over the holidays, they're going to be listening to this and they're going to be creating holiday TikTok videos. And I want you to tag Jessica in it so she can see just how much she's inspired all of you guys to get into the game. And so thanks for tuning in, and until next time.